Welcome to Trenton Today on WBCB. Today's show brought to you by Capital Health System and Haldeman Ford Subaru. Each month we get together with the mayor of the capital city of New Jersey, Mayor Gusciora, and we're back at Trenton Central High School, which is great. Over the summer we spent time at Slam and Brew talking about what's up in Trenton. And we get back to it today from Trenton Central High School. Great to be here. Mayor Gusciora, thanks for being with us once again.
Always a pleasure to be at Trenton Central High School, and it's great what you all do and help the students, and the faculty here is superb. And if they're not writing books, they're going to be broadcasters.
Well, we're going to talk with an author here. We found out that Martinel, who is with us, one of the Trenton Central High School students, will join us for our discussion. And our technical director today is one of their seniors, Alex, Brianne O'Neill, doing our video engineering on WBCB. And great to have everybody with us as we check in with what's up with Trenton today. Martinel, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so what's up when it comes to Trenton Central High School? You guys are in the midst of a big-time election, just as we are. We're all in the midst of election stuff right now.
Yeah, well, pretty much. For here in Trenton Central High, I don't usually know that if juniors are allowed to be in this election thing, but this year we do have multiple things that are going on. I think around Tuesday, we had a meeting in the auditorium about it.
Yeah, Mayor, you were here for some of that, right? Saw the presentations, the candidates able to deliver a 3 to 5 minute speech and try to win voters.
Yeah, this is for the Student Government Association, and the contested elections are the vice president and president. And we got to hear their speeches, as well as see some of their commercials that they videoed, and it was really rewarding to see students still involved in student government and wanting to make a difference in their class.
And I like the concept of that format, where I think in a lot of student government situations, people hang posters, and sometimes there's maybe speeches that are made. But in order to get all of the candidates in the same room talking about the issues and seeing what resonates with voters, I think is a cool concept. What do you think about the general election coming up, the presidential election, Martinel? All these political messages, it's a little bit overwhelming to some degree, but as they try to win over the favor of the voters.
I find it fun because whenever we're sitting in the auditorium and watching them give their speech, the number one thing people mostly talk about is lunches, but I think they should be talking about more of the other things that are going on more than lunches, because no matter how much we try, the lunches will change every year. And I think it would be fun if they talk about some fun things that's going to happen, cultural days, trips, and some parties or something close like that.
I mean, what are some of the lunch-related things that people are advocating for?
I don't really know, but some of them are always if you vote for me, I will change the lunch. Usually it just be the only thing that they're changing is just some certain food that they don't like.
Different options.
Yeah, it's mostly will still be the same, but I don't know.
Well, that's the Trenton Central High School election coming up.
Yep.
Mayor Gusciora.
But you also see them promising trips and different parties and activities and events, and just having a channel for student grievances. So it does serve a good role, and it was interesting. The students are interested in the presidential election.
Yeah, I think it would be amazing. Hopefully, we actually get somebody that will actually do something for the school other than focus on lunches
of the
and
United
stuff.
States.
Oh yeah, I would love that, but I'm not involved in this, so I'm still young. 18 yet.
Oh,
So
that's true,
yeah, I don't really know what is going on. Watch it is just be funny, and then my uncle, who pretty much watch it every day, would just be laughing because nobody understands what's actually going on, because right now the debates that's going on is just Trump putting on music and stuff, and nobody's able to do anything, so we don't actually know what's going on.
We do have a lot of Trentonians that are actually volunteering to Pennsylvania, because New Jersey is a solid state, and a lot of folks are volunteering to go over, and they're actually, the candidates are using Mercer Airport to then go into Bucks County to campaign. Kamala Harris was here a couple of weeks ago, so driving from Ewing into Pennsylvania.
Well, Mayor, we know what's up at the top of the ticket. Big decisions for Americans. Which way are we going to go? What else is at stake for Trentonians when you look at the other stuff that's after the presidential race that people are going to be voting on?
Well, the presidential race does have an impact on Trenton. We the Housing Authority that answers to the Housing and Urban Development Department, and Trenton just applied for a Choice Neighborhood grant, and it was a decision in Washington of whether to grant it or not. We ended up getting $15 million, but U.S. HUD also gives community development block grants. So it is an important election for Trenton's future, because we
Certainly.
need every dime that we can get, not only from the state government, but also from the federal government.
And I'm not suggesting that that presidential race isn't significant for all Americans and Trentonians, but there are a lot of other decisions that voters are making. Representative, any Trenton government stuff going on?
Absolutely. We have 3 school board candidates for the Trenton School Board, which affects all the decisions that are made about Trenton High School. And we have 4 council candidates that each of the wards are up. And then we have 3 county commissioners that are up. And then we have the congresswoman is running for re-election, and we have a United States senator that is up for grabs.
I mean, that is a lot of action. This election is a big one, as every presidential one is, but it feels like this year there is the Senate seats and the representatives that are out there to be voted on. A lot to try to decide on. All right, I'm going to switch topics a little bit. And I was hearing a study about human happiness. And it's been studied over time, where psychologists ask people like questions about how happy they are, how happy they feel. And they've determined that happiness typically is in a U shape, where when we're young and you don't have a lot of stress or issue, you feel happy, you're not concerned with things. And then once you reach adulthood, all those pressures and concerns, family issues start to come in, and people report that they start to feel a little less happy. And then when you get to older age...
Well, then you were never in the high school dating scene.
Well, now...
That's a little pressure there.
I mean, high school is the X factor now, where this U-shaped curve, which is kind of a traditional one, now is starting to erode earlier for young people. And many people point to cell phone usage and the amount of screen time that people have and how that may affect their mental well-being. And so now we don't have as much of a U-shaped curve, but here at Trenton Central High School, they decided this year to take cell phones out of the classroom, which is a move that a lot of school districts are opting to. And I want to ask Montanel, who is with us today, how that is going. I mean, that's a lot to ask young people who rely on their phones for information, communication, all that stuff, to make that change. I would imagine there's a little bit of resistance. Can you tell me what it's like? I see there's even like a thing where you put your cell phones in a little like like a, I don't know, like a little cubby hole. Yeah.
It is both a good thing and a bad thing, because cell phone can also help in course of emergencies if it is like a parent or something that's going on.
Yeah.
But it also helps people with the school for getting them to focus on certain things and stuff. And right now, we're doing a lot of stuff, so we need everybody to focus on classes. Graduation's almost soon next year, and I think they just want us all to focus and get our grades up, GPAs up, and trying to make us have a good future. But it's also a problem for some students with things that are going on at home, and if a family member call, they won't even know what is going on until like later on, which can be bad news, speaking from experience and stuff.
I mean, it does sound like kind of a common sense move to have students focus more on what's going on in the classroom.
I think it's also a generational thing that the older you are, I went to high school and we didn't have computers. We had Smith Coronas, and
That's a typewriter, kid.
typewriter. All right. And used a rotary phone, not a cell phone. But I think today there's concern about kids spending too much time on the cell phone. There's also cyberbullying issues, and there's a lot of peer pressure. And if you take that out of the equation, they could concentrate more on schoolwork. But I think that if you talk to a younger generation, they're going to say they can do both. And there are parents that are concerned, I want instant communication with my child. So that's also a concern as well.
Montanel, what do you think about the cell phone? Does it help? Does it hurt kids? Does it lead to greater happiness or more stress?
For me, I call cell phone the worst thing ever, because like, it's good to have it in case of people calling you and stuff. But at the same time, with many things happening, and then we have people dating and people bullying, and they be posting stuff about this person, and then we have a random fight that is going on. And it just be like too much, because if like something involves only like 2 people and then they post it online, now it involves multiple people that weren't even in it in the first place. And then it just be too much. And sometimes, just like we were talking about school dating and stuff, sometimes those couples, like if one doesn't respond to each other, they just come up to each other, which would be too much. And pretty much, yeah, I say it's good to have it, but at the same time, it's terrible to have it. I don't be on my phone that much because my mom just got me an iPad, so I pretty much just draw now. But I mean, it's good and bad, I guess.
Yep. I mean, and in that way, it becomes kind of tough to make policies that make sense for everybody when you want people to focus in, but also be able to access emergency contacts and other things. But I applaud Trenton Central for saying no cell phones in the classroom, and hopefully that's going to, over time, start to just be what's expected.
Yeah.
Here, I think the transition gets a little bit tricky, but I think overall it's a good move. Other schools are starting to do it, and so we'll see how it works out for Trenton Central High School, which is where we are at today for Trenton Today on WBCB with Mayor Gusciora. Montanel is hanging out, and I think we're going to have Maura come in and join us in a little bit, as we got some Trenton Central High School students helping us out with our Trenton Today show on WBCB, and we're coming back. We got a lot to talk about. Want to get an update on the lead testing in Trenton from Mayor Gusciora. Saw the program Trees for Trenton and how that is helping to beautify Trenton, and also it's amazing what trees can do as far as cleaning the air and helping with all the environmental stuff or whatever. So Trees for Trenton will touch on that and much more when we return here in just a moment on WBCB.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Merrill Reese here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Are you a parrot head?
Wasted away again in Margarita.
Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Welcome back to Trenton Today on WBCB. Show brought to you by Capital Health System and Haldeman Ford Subaru. Here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow. We've got Mayor Reed Gusciora with us, and now joined by Trenton Central High School junior Maura. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us. What do you think about this upcoming presidential election, all the ads that we're hearing, the bombardment that we're getting? I mean, there's a part of me, I like political discourse, but I don't necessarily like political ads.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely been overwhelming seeing all the different ways that this campaign has been marketing, since there's a lot weighing out what's at stake depending on who wins. I've really been loving the way Kamala does her campaign, because I've I follow their TikTok, and they do a lot of marketing towards the younger audience, like Gen Z, a lot of different ways they use trends on TikTok and stuff like that on their videos.
Yes, that's something that, are you on TikTok, Mayor Gusciora?
I am not. I have an account, but I generally go on either Instagram or Facebook and formerly Twitter.
Yeah.
So those are the three that I focus on. I used to be on Snapchat, but every once in a while I go on there. But Twitter, not really versatile in it.
Well, here at Trenton Central High School, we do our thing from the digital audio lab. Mr. Caniglio and Mr. Francis give us a huge help in getting the show going. We get the student support and everything. And Maura, you were just mentioning the ads and the commercials that you're seeing around this political campaign and stuff. You guys get to create ads as part of this program. Can you tell me a little bit about the project that you're working on right now? What kind of ad you're creating? Not a political one, is it?
No. So right now...
We got enough of those already.
Yeah, so right now it's one 30-second audio and 1 minute audio of just pushing a product that we want to sell. So we just need to come up with a slogan, the price, where we can buy it, and using different strategies of marketing to persuade people to get into it.
And you kind of create that whole thing. I mean, it's not just creating the commercial, but coming up with a product and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So do you have a product?
I do. I was inspired by the glowing gumballs from Henry Danger, where it's you chew them, you blow a bubble, and it pops, and then in the show he changes into an superhero costume.
I love Henry Danger. All right,
Yeah, big show that's blowing up
Kid
right now.
Danger.
Yeah, so I was inspired by that and just made it as a way, are you always late to stuff, or you need a last minute change, or you're always you always wake up late to school, so then pop a gumball and then your outfit's on and you're just ready to go.
Boom.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of cavities, though.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a lot of fun.
Because I'd be blowing a lot of bubbles.
Getting creative and creating that stuff. to be a part of the digital audio lab program. Any other things that you've done throughout this school year that you could tell us about?
This school year, well, I've been in the Phoenix magazine. I'm a social media manager for the account on Instagram, and right now it's exciting because it was a club that existed here at the high school during the 60s, and then like in the 90s, 2000s, it kind of went away. So this year, Miss Divine, she's bringing it back. So that's been really exciting because it gives a lot of the students like a way to show their creative outlets, because a lot of people here are very creative, like they do art, write poetry, take photos and stuff like that. So the Phoenix magazine is like a way for all the students to showcase their art in that way.
Nice. Do you see any difference in the techniques they did in the 1960s and today?
Well, since we're starting it this year, so it's still kind of in like the early development process. So we're still trying to figure out ways we could fundraise and like ways we could actually make the magazine and stuff like that. But it's been cool like looking through the magazines that existed in the Phoenix.
I mean, the Art All Night thing in Trenton. Kind of
Art All Day
vibrant
we just had?
Art All Day and Art All Night.
Yes.
You get cover all the whole 24 hours.
Yes.
Well, and you guys have other events. I mean, Art All Night, Art All Day happens once a year, but Trunk or Treat is coming up on Halloween.
Yeah, right in Cadwallader Park on in the circle, and they're going to do a haunted scene that kids can come in, or kids of all ages can come in, and we hope that it will be really family fun.
I mean, some people get kind of wild for Halloween. Like, they really go over the top.
Yeah.
Do you decorate?
Do I decorate?
Yeah.
Not for Halloween, no.
No, me neither.
Well,
Kinda-
actually, I put a pumpkin out, but the either a raccoon or a squirrel took it out.
I mean, do you get into the holiday more?
I'm planning on wearing a costume this year, going out with my friends, but my parents are really big Halloween people, so we're not giving out candy or decorating.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a low-key holiday that some people are trying to make like a major thing. And hey, if that's your thing, I guess that's cool. But
And what? Any insight in your costume?
I'm planning on dressing up as Jennifer's body from the movie, the prom scene.
Oh, okay.
all right, getting ready for Trunk or Treat. There's a turkey giveaway you guys are doing too
Yes, yes. So stay
happen.
tuned. Yes,
at Cadwallader Park.
yes.
Update on the lead testing
Okay.
throughout the city of Trenton. It's something we've talked about over the past bunch of months, and people can go to the clinics and get themselves tested. I know you also have been sending people, some people have gone door to door just to
Yep.
raise awareness and let people know about the issue. It popped up with a couple of former industrial sites in the city of Trenton where some lead was developed in the ground, and then you guys sprung into action.
Yeah, the most danger point is in the houses themselves. The lead-based paints, lead pipes that are inside the houses. So we're trying to inspect as many houses as we can. In fact, it's also the state law now that as your lease goes up for renewal, the tenancy has to be inspected. There is remediation money available, so this won't ever be at the homeowner's expense. But we're trying to test children. We do know that there is lead in the soil, but it's a lower risk unless you actually digest the dirt at continual. Then it would be a problem. But we have excavated 2 parks. We also excavated the land around Grant School, and so we're now, for once in a generation, addressing the problem. And I think that we're all hands are on deck, and we're trying to get children tested, homes remediated, and testing in the parks and even in yards of some of the homes in the North Ward.
And as that's going on, also an initiative to beautify or clean up the air in the city of Trenton through an addition of trees from the New Jersey Nature Conservancy, I think, is spearheading this project to add a whole bunch of trees to the city of Trenton. And another story that I saw recently, you guys knocked down a few trees in order to clear the view over at Stacy Park.
Well, we only cleared dead trees, but there was a lot of overgrowth and invasive species. There was also a lot of debris, tires we found. So that has all been cleared, and we're bringing Stacy Park the way it looked 50 to 100 years ago.
So when you clear that and you see, like, now
The Delaware.
the views are better. I
Yes.
mean, everything just
Yeah.
kind of looks cleaned up,
Yes.
beautified.
Yeah, and we're going to reseed where we pulled out vegetation. We're also going to put in some benches and picnic tables and grills. There was a comfort station that was overgrown, like a secret garden, that's been now exposed, and we're going to renovate that. So we're really excited about the plans for Stacy Park. It's a 32-acre tract of land that people can walk, bike, and hike, and be able to enjoy the beauty of the Delaware River.
Now, have you ever been over to that area, Maura?
No, I like live around Villa Park, so that's normally where I stay around for parks.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, we're doing improvements in Villa Park, and we just brought in sensory equipment for kids with
Yeah.
disabilities.
The park was just like improved. Like
Did a
it looks really
makeover,
nice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you. We got a thumbs up.
that's great. I'm amazed at how much, how beneficial trees can be for an urban area. And these are just some of the estimates that the Trees for Trenton people have put out there. They're looking to add trees, and it takes a little bit of time before you feel the effects of, maybe the trees have to grow and they have to get their roots down and everything. I don't know. But by 2050, this is what they are expecting by adding trees to the city of Trenton. You can sequester 3 million pounds of carbon dioxide. So you're taking the carbon dioxide, you're creating oxygen, intercept 14 million gallons of rainwater, and that reduces all that stormwater runoff and stuff. So that's a huge benefit. Increase shade for residents, that's a good thing. And promote tree equity. That is a concept I had not heard before. Mayor Gusciora, do you know tree equity? I'm
Well, I
guessing
think it's that
just
old
means-
book, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, that the more urbanized the area, the less there are trees. So we try to bring trees throughout the city. And I know a lot of residents have problems with eventually the tree roots could lift their sidewalks.
Yeah.
We're repairing sidewalks right now, but the benefits really outweigh the risk, especially in global warming. A tree actually provides cover, and so you need less air conditioning.
Right.
And
Actually cools down.
it cools down the
area.
area. It provides a canopy for people to enjoy when they're walking or inside their homes. It's all the less air conditioning they need if a tree is blocking the sun's direct sunlight.
Well, a tree grows in Brooklyn, and now trees growing in Trenton, New Jersey.
Yes.
And a lot more green stuff coming to the city of Trenton. We're going to return in just a little bit. I want to keep Maura with us because we want to talk about the Bridge to Employment program here at Trenton Central High School, BTE. It helps to give students a bridge to either a job or some type of secondary education, a path to get into college, that type of thing. So we'll talk about the Bridge to Employment when we return to Trenton Today on WBCB in just a bit.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones Radio Experience, right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Welcome back to Trenton Today, and talking about trees for Trenton. I believe this Saturday is Tree Day, and if you want to get involved, they need support. People who will plant the trees and then look after the trees, make sure that I think they need a certain nursing for the first couple of years of their existence. So if you're able to get involved with Trees for Trenton, and they got Tree Day coming up on Saturday, as we are here with the mayor, Gusciora, and our a student guest, Maura. So, Bridge to Employment. Can you tell me a little bit about what the student experiences are that you've heard from some of your classmates?
Yeah, so I have friends in BTE. It's really like a program that does a lot to help prepare you for like college or getting a job.
It's like an after-school thing, right?
It happens during school, because my friends, I think once a week during third block they have to go to the Medi LRC, and that's where they have like a whole meeting and they do like sessions for different things. Right now, my friends, they've been talking about a trip to DC that they're going to. I think they're going to see a college. I'm not sure which one, but they do a lot of college trips, different sessions. I've seen on their Instagram, they did like an email thing where like how to write professional emails, stuff like that. But
yeah, we were talking during the break about your future plans. What is next for you? What are you hoping comes after graduation?
After graduation,
By the way, Maura, just a junior, so you still have a lot of time to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, thankfully I have some help because I'm also in like a college preparation program. I'm in PUP. So they've
that's
been
a fantastic program.
Yeah.
What is PUP about?
So PUP is also like a program at Princeton where they help people here at Trenton, or also people in Ewing, Lawrence, Nottingham, prepare themselves for college. Really excited that coming up we have like a college tour trip. So in November we'll be going all the way to Georgia and back to go look at different colleges. But I'm like an aspiring fashion journalism writer, so I'm really hoping after college I can get accepted into my top choice, which is Fordham University in New York. So.
Well, good luck in that whole process and making that decision. Hopefully, whatever you're hoping for ends up materializing for you. I want to get an update on what kind of help might be available for Trenton residents who are looking at this winter and concerned a little bit about home heating. And I know there are some programs sometimes that can help with
The LIHEAP program and the like, yes.
Right.
We encourage residents to come down and talk to us, but I know that bills are piling up, and especially during the winter months, it's really tough for a lot of people to keep their heat on and their food bills and everything else they need.
I mean, so far I'm trying not to turn the heat on at all.
I've been a successful October, so
Yeah.
a couple of nights have been chilly, but
So far, so good,
I
but-
try not to turn it on for that very reason, and my energy bill was low this fall.
Another program that I was checking out, the micro transit program called Go Trenton, seemed kind of interesting to highlight. I saw like 3,000 rides have been given to 4,000 individuals or something like that, helping people to get around Trenton when public transportation doesn't work, they don't have access to vehicles. This micro transit thing is starting to gain a little bit of traction, and Trenton residents, I don't know, maybe don't know about Go Trenton.
Yeah, it's an important program. It's in the pilot stage, and the city is very supportive of it. Isles is the nonprofit that is running it, and it provides transportation in a city that we don't have a subway, we don't have transit that goes down every block.
Right.
And Go Trenton seems to fill in that gap to get closer to people's homes and at affordable prices.
I think I saw there's plans to expand the program now. It's been successful in this pilot model, and now going to go Trenton-wide.
Trenton-wide, and ultimately they want to go county-wide because a lot of people want to go up to the mall or go food shopping, and so transportation is a necessity. And in Trenton, 70% of our residents have one car or no car. So there are transportation challenges, and Go Trenton is one of those ways of bridging that gap.
All right, time to go to our next class, I think, as we got the chimes going off. Is that an issue
I
more
thought that was Big Ben.
that you've heard from other Trenton residents, family members, neighbors, that they sometimes have trouble getting from here to there?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up taking the bus a lot with my mom. While my dad was at work, my mom, she doesn't know how to drive, so we took the bus a lot everywhere we went. We still do a lot, so yeah, it's been...
And so that limits you to where the bus is going and where the bus is stopping, and this Go Trenton program, I think, bridges the gap between those public transportation options and this micro transit thing that is... How do residents, do you call like an Uber? Like, hey,
Yeah, there are
Go
various.
Trenton, come pick
There
me
are
up.
stops, and I think you have an app on to signal the driver. Have you ever taken it, Maura?
I've never taken an Uber.
Oh, I mean for Go Trenton.
Oh, Go Trenton?
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard. I
And
didn't
it's
know.
an electric vehicle as well.
Yeah, I didn't know it was
So
a thing that.
you and your mom are going to have to look look into it, because it's just one more transportation option you may have.
And that is the other thing about the program, is that it's electric vehicles, and so it's eco-friendly and sustainable and all of that stuff. So is there you guys have like a group of electric cars now for Go Trenton, and
Yeah,
the drivers
yeah.
kind of standing by?
Yes, and we actually also had another autonomous car demonstration recently, and we're working with a professor from Princeton University that's looking for self-driving cars to do a pilot program in Trenton as well.
So it's possible driverless cars could be navigating the streets
Yes,
of Trenton?
and I took one from City Hall to Walmart, and it was just an example that, again, people that have transportation challenges to get to stores or food markets can summon a autonomous vehicle, pick you up, and then drive you home.
Man, I just think that is so wild. What was that like? Like, did you get into the back seat of the car?
No, I was in the front seat.
Did you interact with
I was in the front seat.
with the computer? Like, do they ask you questions?
It could identify people walking across the street. It slowed down. It sped up when the roadway was clear. It navigated lights, stop signs, and then when it dropped us off, there happened to be a barricade in the street blocking off an intersection,
Yeah.
and it avoided that as well.
I mean,
So-
it's a new thing, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. But what was your comfort level on a scale of 1 to 10? Because I would think I would be like, it would do things that would make me nervous.
Once you were out of the parking lot, I think it's the first stop that you come to, you want to make sure that it does indeed stop and that it knows that there are cars oncoming and to merge into traffic properly. And it did all that. The thing you have to know about autonomous vehicles is they have 5 eyes. We only have 2. So they're actually a safer option than
That's what I've heard.
Ourselves. Yes.
But I'm having trouble believing it. But again, like, takes some getting used to. Have you ever taken a ride in an autonomous vehicle?
No, but
Yeah.
It's the wave of the future, and they do have them in other cities, and they're gonna it's gonna be a reality in the future.
Yeah, my nephew is studying now to become a truck driver, and I heard, I mean, autonomous vehicles
Yeah,
there
autonomous.
potentially are going to take over the trucking industry, but we'll see if all that materializes in the near future or the distant future. We're here with you, Trenton, today on WBCB, and we're going to say goodbye to Maura. Thank her for being with us. We want to bring Montanel back for our last segment before we wrap things up. Great to have Mayor Gusciora with us, and we will return for more Trenton Today from Trenton Central High School in just a moment.
bye.
Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Hi, this is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
All right, talking about Trees for Trenton and the Go Trenton Micro Transit Program here on Trenton Today with Mayor Reed Gusciora. Montanel is back with us now. Great to have you with us. Mayor, you were telling us about some changes to the police department as far as the requirements are concerned, and that has allowed you guys to bring in some additional recruits and have kind of a more healthy pool of potential law enforcement officers.
Yeah, normally you would have to take a civil service exam, and it's only given at certain times of the year. And it's been a roadblock to us getting good recruits into the academy to be police officers. We're doing away with the civil service requirement, but we feel that the two most important obligations, the physical test and the mental test, are still intact. And so this will enable Trentonians, but other people in the area, to come in, apply for a police patrolman position, and then they'll go through the academy and also take the other tests.
And you're finding that you're getting a lot more or some more additional people coming in? And
Yes, we had over 100 people came in for applications that skipped the civil service requirement. And so there's still a screening to go. It's just that you don't have to take the civil service exam.
and Mayor Gusciora concerned about the safety of the city of Trenton. Montanel, when you look at Trenton Central High School, are there any initiatives or things that you would point to that would potentially make the experience here at Trenton Central High School a little bit safer for students and staff?
I don't really know, especially since now we have to have IDs, like come into the building and stuff. I don't really know anything that could actually be needed for now, but I'd say we need around more security guards because this building is kind of big and stuff, and we don't exactly know what's going on in each hallway, and there's always random fights. Even though some of the students like it, we have to always make sure that both parties are safe and stuff. And I think we need a little bit, just like around 3 more for each side of the building, because this building is big and not all the security guards cannot run from one place to the other just to help.
I mean, that kind of sounds like the same thinking that you're applying to the city of Trenton. You need more eyeballs out there to be looking at, places that are a little bit tucked away or not addressed.
Absolutely. People always talk about how community, quote unquote, community policing would be helpful, and that you need a full degree of personnel so that you could literally walk in neighborhoods, and we would love that, but it's a matter of resources. Also, people complain on each of their blocks there are speeders. Again, you need more patrol officers out there.
Right.
And whether it's coming into the school to assisting security, it all takes more resources.
Well, talking about Trenton Central High School, about Trenton today on WBCB. Today's show brought to you by Capital Health and by Haldeman Ford Subaru. Great to be joined by Mayor Gusciora and some of our Trenton Central High School students today. And Trees for Trenton, Go Trenton program,
We are all for trees.
but
We're
also
pro-trees.
the Major League Eaters were in Trenton recently. Are you a sports fan?
Yeah.
Like, I like the NHL and the NFL and the NBA, but I don't know a lot about the MLE, the Major League Eaters, but they were here throwing down some pork roll. Mm-hmm. Were you at the event?
I was not. I
Would you have something more
I eat
important to
one,
do? What could be more important?
one pork roll at a time. That's my motto.
All right, so here I got a couple of pork roll trivia questions
Oh,
for
great.
you. All right,
Can't
the
wait.
Major League Eaters came in, and I want you to tell me how many pork roll sandwiches the winner consumed. Was it 4, 44, or 144 pork roll sandwiches?
Saying 44.
At the throwdown. Mr. Caniglio has a guess there off mic. Montanel, what do you think?
I don't really know. I would say the same thing as Mr. C. So 44.
44? I mean, I could eat 4, so that's out. That's right out.
I would hope it's 44 for the person's sake.
44
Their arteries are already clogged in.
pork roll sandwiches consumed at the Trenton Thunder ballpark by the Major League Eaters. I might have been like 44.5. You got another half sandwich down before time expired. Pork roll, kind of a big thing in Trenton.
It's invented in Trenton.
Multiple pork roll festivals.
Yes.
Do you know when pork roll was invented?
I would say sometime in the 1800s.
See, you're pretty good. I was going to say, was it 1956, 1856, or 1756?
1856.
Yeah, you're on it. I mean, that gives you a pretty good spread. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to...
And we're the home
Mess
to
you up.
Taylor ham as well as Case's pork roll.
Well, I mean, at that event, Major League Eaters come in. I mean, the Trenton Thunder ballpark has been kind of awesome. Somebody was asking me about the Cure Arena and what types of opportunities might be out there for Trenton to get connected to a major league team, either a hockey team or who knows, a WNBA team or something that could come in and take residence inside that Cure Arena. Is that something, I know that's kind of a county thing, but how do you help to make that happen if there's
Well, I think it
possibilities?
takes a visionary and money. I've heard that indoor soccer would be very popular, but you need somebody who's going to fund the team and get it started. We just had an indoor football team there, and unfortunately that folded.
It was the Trenton Freedom. I
Freedom,
think,
yes.
In there for a while. And I mean, way back, the Trenton Titans were an
Titans, yeah.
ECHL hockey team.
Yep.
But it would be great to, I mean, get somebody back in there. But as you said, you need to have
Need
that
funding,
vision.
yeah. And it would actually be helpful. Trenton Thunder right now is planning on going to renovation of their stadium to bring it up to MLB specifications, so that they could attract another MLB farm team. So we're excited about that. And we'll see what the future bears.
Yeah, last year between seasons for the Thunder, it felt like there was a lot of talk about a potential affiliate coming in.
Yep.
I haven't heard as much chit-chat about that this year, but do you know of any potential connections between the Thunder and a major league franchise?
Just every once in a while I get briefed, and they're working on it. And I think that they have some exciting ideas and plans. And I think we're going to see a MLB team again here in the city.
All right, well, let's turn back to Montanel here as we start to get to the end of our Trenton Today show. What kind of projects are you involved in this digital audio lab? And seems like great opportunities here to show your creativity. Mm-hmm. And you're mentioning to us that you are an author, do a little writing. Does that kind of play into what some of the projects you do here?
Yes. We're doing the same thing that Maura said. We're doing a commercial. For me, I'm doing this.
Are you guys working together on it?
No, we're doing this individual. For me, my idea was just like some random machine that could like bring your match to life. It's called Dream to Reality.
So it's a dating.
So it can bring your romantic match.
To find your
Yeah.
perfect match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You were saying that sounds like
Almost.
that's like the theme of your writing too.
Yeah. And I'm also, we're also doing another podcast, but it's at Ninth Grade Academy, and I'm doing it with Miss Livingston with the ninth graders there. And it's pretty much fun, but I like calling them kids because I'm the oldest out of all of them, so they get mad whenever I do that. But yeah, we still have some updates to do to like stuff that we need to talk
I
about.
mean, what kind of topics do you guys chat about in the podcast?
For the first episode, we were talking about school lunches. We also have some people here that always go to the Ninth Grade Academy to help also. So we also had us and the ninth graders, and we were talking about school lunches and different stuff. And one of my friends was just saying that the school lunches were fine, and then we just all started arguing. It was funny because he was like, I don't know what your problem is, but the school lunch is fine. You find what you gotta eat. And we're like, okay. So, yeah.
I think throughout history, people have, students have complained about school lunches.
All the time.
Listen.
Every year.
And then when you go to college, you complain about that food as well.
Who complains about college food? You get different things like all the time.
Everyone.
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Really? Because when I visit like Riders, they had like good food. there.
Riders is a nice setup, yeah. I agree with you on there.
Don't really complain about school lunch because I pretty much can just cook when I get home. So, yeah.
Well, we should check it out. After the show, we should go down and grab a lunch.
Yeah, or everybody bring in one.
What's on the menu today?
Today, I think we had yogurt, chicken patties like always, nachos always.
So,
Yeah, pizza and grilled cheese with tomato soup.
That's some good
I'll
options.
take the grilled cheese and tomato soup. How's that?
It's good. It just need more melt. The cheese needs to be melted more.
It's about the execution. You got to get it
I'll
right.
ask Mr. Mom for his iron to fix that.
Hey, before we let you go, Mayor Gusciora, you were telling me before the show about some economic development stuff that you are excited about and some infrastructure things. You mentioned some new sidewalks.
Come down to South Warren Street. We just put in new sidewalks and curbing, and we're restoring the historical bricks. And
Is that right where Slam and Brew is?
right where Slam and Brew is, and they're doing their first Fridays with murals. So we're really excited about seeing the redevelopment of downtown. We're also putting tree lighting in, so we're going to be kicking that off in early December. And we have housing projects that are going both on East State Street and the old Bell Telephone Building and the old Van Sciver Gothic building on South Broad Street is going to come back to life with housing as well.
I mean, those housing projects, I mean, that is an issue that has come up in the presidential election about housing inventory and trying to create more housing inventory. What is the state of things in the city of Trenton? I mean, putting together some new residences, but is that something that is kind of overdue?
It's coming along, and I think we're meeting the numbers and the expectations of the state, so I think we're doing well. It's the suburbans now that don't want to grow further, so there'll be great opportunities for housing in Trenton.
Well, I want to thank Mayor Gusciora for giving us some time here on WBCB. Thank all of our student support. Thanks to Maura and Montanel and to Alex, who is our technical director, Mr. Caniglio, Mr. Francis for helping out, all the students who are behind us who have been good at just giving us the space and the peace to do our
Bree
thing.
does okay.
What's that?
Bree does okay too.
Oh yeah, Brianne O'Neill is awesome, our video engineer. We couldn't do it without her. And thanks to you for being with us. We're gonna get back here to our rhythm now. Each month we'll be at Trenton Central High School. Last month, I think because the school year was just starting and everything, we couldn't put it together. But we will be here throughout the school year each month talking about what's happening in Trenton today with Mayor Gusciora and our students. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford Subaru. We'll catch you next time on WBCB for Trenton Today.